What's today's date? Okay, here's the paramedic. They're gonna take care of you.
10-4. Signal 4.
She's got a cut on her nose and one on her chin. She was coughing, but she's gotten kind of quiet now.
Amen.
Who are you? Who's in my passenger seat right now?
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
My name's Adam Carter.
Hi, Adam.
I'm the wellness coordinator here, Jake.
I don't know what that is.
That's a great question. So when our men and women of the BCSO encounter, traumas or tragedies, officer-involved shootings, deaths that are, really difficult to manage, we have a whole team of credentialed people who can step in and help them kind of triage that situation.
Yeah.
And take positive next steps for themselves. And sometimes that may just be a listening ear that says, hey, I feel this, I understand this, and from just an objective perspective, here's something that's healthy for you to do. And that may be helping coordinate services as far as, seeing a licensed mental health counselor or whatever that journey looks like for you. Our CISM guys are equipped, ready, willing, and able. Ready,
willing, and able.
Ready, willing, and
there
able.
You go. Yeah.
To jump in and just help you get a good trajectory. What we know is there's a stigma for our men and women in uniform to open up and just kind of share that, man, maybe I'm heavier than usual. Back in the day, it was like, man, I'm from Vietnam, rub some salt in that wound and just get up, boy, and keep going. And, good on you. It's great that whoever it was, kept going and endured. But, there's so many more pressures that people deal with today than they dealt with back then. And I think the science is definitely changing on the support that people find. And so what we're trying to do is build just a really organic relationship. It's intentional. It feels passive. It feels just kind of fun and lighthearted. But the reality is when you get next to someone and you understand their story and where they're from and, in a light way, what's going on in their life, they are more likely to trust you or to confide something in you when situation gets heavy than they would if they never spent any time with you. And so we find immense value at the sheriff's office and investing in our men and women in that way. So most people will never understand the weight that you guys carry on a daily basis from any one of your cases, from anything that they're carrying, plus your mortgage, your family, all the cheer practices. You have everything everyone else is carrying, and they don't know what you carry. What they see is cases solved, arrests being made, and court outcomes. They don't see the difficult images, interviews, victim stories, tragedies that investigators absorb every single day. I'm hearing about it more than I've ever heard about it. People are having open and honest conversations. You hear the tide of mental wellness and care, agency care, rising. And I think it's a great thing. I think I'm seeing the stigma kind of reduced and the embrace of it. People are taking part in championing their own health. As we say, like, hey, this matters to us, it matters to you, and you have a pivotal part in that. Like, we can give you the resources. We can raise the standard of wellness. We can talk about these things. But there's also a part in it where you have to become proactive. And so as we've been running in this role since the beginning of the year now, I'm seeing more and more people embrace those healthy steps and take ownership over it as well. So, like, I can come and I'm only 50% of the equation. Like, I can come into a situation and support, but you have to have a commitment to want to grow and be well yourself. So stigma, in my opinion, doesn't seem to be the largest barrier. It really just is about vicinity and relationship. We ride with a deputy every single day, but we have a large agency. And so everyone that I've ridden with seems really open to the support, really open to the relationship and care. And so as far as stigma goes, I haven't yet encountered anything that seemed like yeah, that's not for me. I don't really want to partake in that. Everyone seems open, willing, and ready to take part.
Do you think it's more of like a you come to me, I won't come to you type of deal?
I think that's just out of necessity in a lot of ways. Like
convenience type of thing?
Well, convenience, necessity, your shift comes with amazing regularity, and it's a long shift.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys know how much time people spend in doing reports, investigations, and they've got to be on patrol.
Yeah.
You got to be in your zone doing your job. And so it really is what's best for them. How can I serve them best?
Right.
If it works best like this, well, then that's the win. It really doesn't matter what it looks like to me or anyone else. We want the program to work. And so this is just something we're trying for now. If we find that later on there's a more efficient way that serves our people, then we'll do it.
I think it was King Solomon who said, there's nothing new under the sun. The things that people struggle with are kind of common to mankind, but acutely, not dismissing the way that we serve, but acutely, finances. A lot of our guys struggle with finances. I don't think it's any secret that marriages are at a higher rate of divorce inside of law enforcement. The hours are long, the way that we serve, the calls that we respond to. So finances, marriage, and just general wellness habits that we just talked about, the sleep, all those things. Because one can kind of lead to the other. So, if marriages are struggling and maybe I'm on my first, second, third, or whatever, and wife, got 50% of my net worth here and 50% of my net worth here, now I'm taking extra duties and extra assignments. I'm still working my 40 hours, but I still need to pay the bills. And all of those things, cumulatively over time, they'll kind of wear on you. And so, those are the types of things that we see and we support. And sometimes I've even had conversations. It's like, hey, man, how much is enough? How many extra duties do you need to pay the bills? Because we might be growing in this area, maybe in the finances, but we're kind of robbing our sleep and our wellness over here. And so just helping our guys kind of rebalance those things and figuring out what is really valuable to them and what is healthy over time.
I'll tell you, I got caught in that trap where I was constantly working every weekend and I wouldn't have time off, but I'd be so just amped up on trying to not just afford the bills, but give my family like the things that I didn't have, you know? So yeah. I would have to put in my calendar, literally block off, Jake is off this weekend. Right. And that way I wouldn't schedule anything. And it's worked for me so far.
That's a responsible, healthy practice, man.
Yeah, but no, not as much money though. So, but you can't put a price on mental health for sure.
I think you just have the main pillars of wellness, and that's mental, emotional, social, physical. And so inside of each one of those, and I may have missed one, there's more than that depending on who you are and what you teach, right? Yeah. But we just kind of look at those and explain what it looks like when that is functioning well. Social wellness, for instance, what does it look like in your friends groups? Are you maintaining that? Do you have, grill outs or cookouts or anything? Because there's got to be a place in your life where you're not Jake the cop, right? You're Jake the uncle. You're Jake the friend. You're Jake.
Funkle. I like to call myself the Funkle. Yeah.
And that's a vital part of well-being. And so what does that look like? And so we just touch these bases of social and physical wellness. Like, hey, man, are you taking care of yourself? Yeah. And that may not mean being a CrossFit athlete. Right. It may for you. But are you eating well? Are you sleeping well? What does physical wellness look like for you? Because they all add up to this equation of there's only so much Adam, there's only so much Jake. Mm-hmm. And our obligations and our commitments, they require some sort of pour out in our lives. And, if we picture ourselves as a container or a vase or a glass or whatever, by the grace of God, we're filled to be emptied again. Like there's this feeling of energy, effort, hoorah, whatever it is. And the obligations of our life expect some sort of pour out, like children's basketball games, or we have this obligation of a mortgage, and I'm just pouring out all these parts of me to maintain and facilitate what I've obligated myself to and what's my responsibility. And if we're not keeping that container refilled, at some point we're going to get resentful that we're being asked to pour out these things. I don't have any more. Like, please don't ask this of me. I can't go to another game. I can't take this emotional conversation. And so helping people to realize, like, wellness is the thing that keeps that container full.
Right.
And so if you enjoy whatever your air hose is or your refueling is, if you enjoy walks with your dog, if you enjoy going to your hunting lease and working with your hands and seeing green and seeing blue, those things are the means to continue to pour out in a meaningful way.
From the family perspective, is trying to imagine what it is that mom or dad do and find ways to connect and serve, even if you can't fully understand, and to have grace in the moments when the days are heavy. Sometimes when days are heavy, those are prime times to spin into what Dr. Emerson Eggerichs calls the crazy cycle. So when we come home and we're tense and I walk through the door, maybe spouse has been there serving all day and helping all the kids' schedules. That's a prime time for something tense to happen, especially if it's been a heavy day as I'm coming home. Hey, welcome home. You need this, get done. And it's not that we're not a team, but like just understanding those moments of, hey, I'm glad you're home. I can see it's been a heavy day. Why don't you take 15 to 20 minutes, just kind of rest, walk around the yard, whatever it is. But when you get done with that, can you help with Junior's homework and this and that? Just being graceful in so many ways. Likewise, even if it's been a significant day and we're on our way home, thinking about how to serve our family when we walk in the door. Hey, I know it's been a heavy day, but I'm going to walk in. Hey, Julie or Brad or whoever, I've got 30 minutes of focused bursts that I want to give our family. What is 2 or 3 things that I could accomplish for our family? I'm really tired, but I want to give you this. I want to gift this to our family. So it's really considering, Jesus unpacked the principle as considering others as better than ourselves, but we also need to know ourselves, right? Love your neighbor as yourself. So we love ourselves and we love our neighbor. So it's a give and a take. I think it's just understanding that everyone has a significant role, and I'm considering them. I'm considering, Joe coming home from shift. Joe's considering Sally here at the house, or maybe Sally's coming home from shift and Joe's been running the kids around. It's just being intentional and staying intentional with our family.
A lot of what you carry is invisible to everyone except probably the people sitting in this room. You guys get to watch each other, get your shoulder under the load. And Scripture actually tells us to bear one another's burdens. Like when we see someone kind of heavy, that's a prime opportunity to encourage them and do a quick check-in. Hey man, how are you doing? And then be ready for what comes next. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, how are you doing? Oh, no, sorry, I got to get on. That was more than I intended on. Just be present, be intentional, available. And if you can't carry it, say, hey man, I'm busy in this moment. I'll be available at 6 p.m. Can I call you? And then put it on your calendar and do it. Help carry one another's burdens because the weight is significant.
If I had anything to tell you is to value yourself, to be aware, be self-aware of, am I empty or am I full? You can ask that question. And what is being asked of me right now, which I think requires self-grace. Be very kind with yourself. We can type A alpha dog it all day, man. You just got, man, you got to do this. But be very gentle, very kind with yourself. I think making sure you're self-aware to ask that question, am I empty? Am I full? And then lastly, I would say ask the question, what refuels me? As a Christ follower, obviously there's a spiritual component of that for me and, church and spirituality, but also I'm a deer hunter, and going to my lease and seeing green and blue skies and feeling the wind on my face and just getting out in nature, that refuels me. And so you mentioned this, a little while back, the calendar thing is so important. Place that on the calendar. If it's valuable, it needs to go on your calendar. If it's, going on with your family and graduations and even that self-awareness, self-refueling time, if you've got to get 2 months out to get it on there, get it on there. And don't just place it on there, follow through. Because this resource of being able to pour out in the things that are required of us comes with amazing regularity, and it's got to be refueled again. So if I could tell anyone anything, be self-aware of where you're at in fullness and know what it takes to refuel.